the frame stands alone, stripped down to metal, right to the bone. High pressure water washing mud from the sight. Squeezing the trigger, the metal shines bright. New rubber rolling, lug nuts locked in a row. Slap on the fender, ready for the show. Micrometer clicking, measuring every small part. Precision and focus, straight from the heart. Angle grinder, spinning sparks, fly like a spark. Cutting the rust line, light in the dark. Blue welding flare, burning hot on the seam. Patching the metal, building the dream. Seals popping softly, the cylinders new, smooth as the morning. The vision is true. Hydraulic lever, watch the bed start to rise. Tilted to heaven under shop lights and skies. Hammer hits rhythm, smoothing out every dent, giving new life to the time that we spent. Primer is spraying a gray mist in the haze, covering the surface in a soft focus blaze. Choosing the color, picking forest green shade, the perfect decision for the work that we made. Painting it glossy, the emerald glow shines vivid and mirror like along all the lines. Crane lowers final, the bolts lock it tight. The truck is assembled, shining in the light. Golden hour gleaming, the restoration complete. The giant is standing on 4 steady feet. Turn of the key now, the diesel engine roars. Vroom with the smoke and the happiness soars. Dumping the load as the sun starts to fade. The new job is waiting for the history we made.
Dawn breaks very softly o'er the silent and sleepy iron yard today. Silos catch the golden light while waiting for the day to start its way. Bright headlights flicker in the morning, misty gray haze across the quiet metal ground. The yellow truck engine roar starts up the day, making such a happy sound. 3 wrecked cars bounce on the flatbed deck while driving down the dusty lane. They laugh at the bumpy road while quickly forgetting all their old past pain. The truck cruises past the fence with such happy and very bright metal pride. They are ready for a grand and very fun morning joy of a ride. Rolling through the main gate with a very loud and strong hero engine roar. The yellow truck carries the cargo right to the big factory loading floor. Parking at the work zone with a steady and very rhythmic mechanical beat. They are wobbling with pure joy, standing on the solid and dusty street. Broken glass reflects the very bright morning light under the clear blue sky. The crane starts dancing with all its iron might, catching every passing eye. Thick diesel smoke puffs into the clear blue sky above the quiet yard, turning round to catch every single passing eye while standing very tall guard. The heavy iron claws are clicking in the fresh and cool yard is sleeping, waiting for the morning sun. Deep in the mine where the dusty shadows start to play, golden morning light wakes up the sleepy earth today now. Amber excavator machine starts to rumble with a happy hum. Moving tracks shuffle around as the brand new day comes. Strong steel bucket bites deep into the wet brown ground. Small blue crystals hide until the lucky gems are found. Friends roll into a circle with engines idling very fast. Bright colors gathering around for a time that will last. Mustard yellow truck reverses slowly with the very steady beat, waiting for the heavy load right there on the street. Excavator dumps the mud with the giant splash and splat splatter on the roof of the truck. Imagine all that, proudly wearing mud like a badge on the yellow hood, rolling down the hall road, feeling really great and good. Mustard bed tilts high with the steep and steady rise. Pink crystal somersault right up toward the open blue skies. Conveyor belt spinning along with the very rhythmic loud beat, sorting all the shiny treasures to make the work sweet. Crystals are tumbling down into the shiny chrome ashtray, sparkling bright in the light of a lovely sunny day. Blue washing truck pulls up to join the busy line, ready to scrub the gems until they really start shine. White brushes spin with bubbles of foam in the air. Water is spraying everywhere with such a lovely bright flare. Scrubbing away the mud until the bright facets all ignite. One clear crystal pops free into the morning soft light. Red transport zooms with a screech and a loud cheer, catching the falling gem because the open door is near. Colors align inside slots as the treasure is tucked away. Doors click shut on the work finished at end day. Purple inspection car brings the glass lens and the light, checking every single grade for a future so very bright. Violet glow flickers as the color pads turn to green. Top of the class is the best that we've seen. Amber beacons are blinking in rhythm so very fast now, celebrating all the hard work we did for the bow. Rainbow trucks in the golden hour, sunshine bright, proud of the job that we finished with all might.
Three tiny friends roll down the long and winding road. Golden morning sunlight shines on their heavy metal truckload.
Speed bumps arrive and they bounce toward the bright sky.
Four small wheels leave the ground as they jump high.
A pine cone drops with the funny little sound right now.
They swerve away from the danger with a quick bow.
Dark clouds roll in to cover up the warm sun.
The heavy storm shadow creeps before the day is done.
Raindrops fall down like a heavy and steady fast beat.
Wipers swipe the glass while they cross the wet streets.
Headlights shine bright through the falling and cold gray rain.
Driving with caution down through the deep mountain forest lane.
Rustic wooden bridge stands waiting in the big storm clouds.
Creek water rising up far away from the busy crowds.
Sudden lightning bolt strikes the old wooden bridge floor hard,
Breaking it into pieces inside the quiet mountain yard.
driving down the road toward the sudden broken bridge gap.
Unaware of danger, they fall into a very dark trap.
Eyes wide with panic as they slam on the brakes,
Watching as the bridge ends break down for their sakes.
skidding on the road with the cloud of white smoke,
Stopping at the sharp edge is not a funny joke.
dangling on cables high above the cold, shallow, rocky stream.
Trapped in the danger
Of a broken and fragile dream.
Rescue HQ lights shine out into the dark night air.
Sirens begin calling to show that they really do care.
Fire truck and police burst out of the open door.
Clipping a traffic cone onto the wet and dark floor. Racing through the rain with flashing blue and red lights
Chasing the storm away.
to make the day feel bright. Stopping at the bridge with a very steady command now.
Bringing the rescue help to save them with a bow.
Long silver ladder stretches out to the other side now.
Building a new bridge where the tiny cars can plow.
Pulley wheel turns with the click and a loud sound.
Hook is locked tightly above the wet, muddy ground.
Ambulances rising up into the morning golden soft light, dripping with water as they finish the long stormy fight. Garbage truck swings with the leaf on his green nose,
Brushing it off while the brave rescue spirit surely grows.
rainbow in the sky as the rain fades away fast.
Sunlight is glowing on this perfect day at the last.
Driving on the ladder bridge over the shallow deep stream.
Rolling to safety with a joyful and bright golden beam.
Flowers in the field line,
The path that they drive.
happy to be together and feeling very glad and alive. Bouncing on the road with the pop of the light.
Driving to the horizon in the morning glow so bright. The morning sun begins to warm the dusty, empty track. We wait in silence for the mighty heroes to attack.
5 painted giants line up, ready for the grand race. They purr with power as they settle in their place.
The referee stands firm with his flag raised to clouds.
The whistle screams out loud to wake up all crowds.
Rubber hits the dirt and the engines roar with might.
5 heavy trucks charge forward in the golden lock stands right in view. It blocks the path and stops the work for all the crew.
The little dump truck hits the wall with heavy force.
It bounces back and realizes it must change its course.
The ref creates a clever plan to solve the stubborn wall.
He signals to the team to stand up proud and tall.
Bulldozer slides its blade beneath the heavy stone base.
Grinds the blocks aside to open up the narrow space.
The excavator lifts the pieces one by one with care.
It moves the heavy rubble through the dusty summer air.
The crane hooks up the final brick and swings it wide.
The path is clear for all the trucks to stand beside.
The red truck carries off the stones to clear the track.
There is no doubt they have the strength to not look back.
The mixer pours out water
To smooth the dirt below. It prepares the ground for one final and glorious show.
The five friends gather now upon the final straightaway stretch.
They race towards the finish line at such a frantic fetch.
They cross the ribbon together in a perfect dead tie.
Beneath the cheering crowd and beneath the wide blue sky.
The referee stands proud,
Holding the shiny gold prize cup. He cheers for all the heavy machines that never gave up.
the medals shine like sunlight.
On every bright metal hood, they celebrate together, knowing that they have done so good. The race is finally over under the soft golden light. Five champions stand together in this perfect and happy sight. Muddy blob pops from the river with a happy sound. He sits on a wooden stake above the muddy ground. Five big trucks arrive to start the bridge work today. He shrugs his shoulders, watching them in a funny way. The pile driver hits hard and launches him to sky. He splats on the yellow crane while passing right by. He slides off the windshield and rolls on the dirt. He brushes off dust, feeling safe and far from hurt. He rides the mixer drum spinning round in the air. He falls off dizzy without any worry or deep care. He climbs the bridge deck, hiding from the crane view. He wants to see what the big machines will do. The crane lifts the deck and he holds on tight. He jumps off fast to escape from a dangerous flight. Concrete blows fast, but he dodges with a quick spin. He wipes his forehead with a very bright, happy grin. He dodges every pore while the long bridge is built. He perches on the beam without any fear or guilt. Green laser grids glow and try to catch him now. He wiggles through the beams and makes a happy bow. The level is perfect and the work is finally done. All sections level. He dances on the beams under the golden bright sun. Inspection codes search around, but he slides out fast. He hides below the bridge until the danger has passed. Purple car crosses the bridge for the first big ride. He waves a welcome from his safe spot downside. All trucks honk loud
The midday sun is shining bright over the open gravel lot where the yellow bus rolls.
The boarding door pops open as a little chalkboard sign with a smiley face swings down.
Suddenly the crew storms in from every corner, kicking up a lot of tiny dust plumes.
They gather round the open door with their suspension bouncing high and headlights blinking very bright.
The red pickup lurches first, but the orange tow truck swings his hook to block him.
Cleaner spins his brushes while the postal truck peeks over the crowd with a little periscope.
Chaos at the door as the trucks pressing close with their hoods popping like mouths.
Tow truck snags the cleaner and they spin around in circles while the bus feels overwhelmed.
The pickup and the tow truck
Face off in the dirt like a western movie showdown.
they bump their bumpers hard and neither one will move while the bus
Starts to sweat. Blue Patrol rolls in with his siren bar flashing red and blue to stop the fight.
he blows a whistle and the trucks separate quickly to form a very straight, obedient line.
Patrol points his ruler at the crew and projects a grid of strict and silent rules.
No more talking or jingles as the mailbag droops and the bus door closes so sadly.
The lot goes cold and silent as a tumbleweed rolls past the frozen line of trucks. Not a single engine idles while the dust hangs in the air and the world feels empty.
Blue Patrol looks back at the rigid line and feels a little bit of deep regret.
He closes his rule book as a thinking bubble pops up above his roof in the sun.
Purple ice cream truck
Peels away and starts to play a very cheerful and happy jingle.
he nudges the patrol truck
And shows off a window full of bright and colorful stamps.
a holographic banner flies high and streamers pop to announce the brand new stamp event.
The yellow bus perks up and flips his sign to show a happy little star icon.
Headlights pop back on one by one as the trucks start rocking to the
Sweet beat. They break formation to circle round the lot and dance together in the warm golden light.
The crew rolls into a perfect single file line behind the happy yellow school bus door.
Lights blink in a sequence from the front to the back as the thumbs up appears.
Postal truck
Shoots out paper airplane arrows to guide everyone into the most perfect spot.
he waves his mail flap.
Like a traffic guard until the line is straight and true.
Green cleaner zips along the dirt and
Paints white lines and paw prints on the ground.
he draws a smiley face right at the front.
Bows his suspension with a flourish.
Orange tow truck swings his hook and places rubber chocks under every single heavy tire.
The line is locked and ready as the hook curls back with a very proud click.
Purple truck practices a swing with an oversized rubber stamp moving through the empty air. Holographic puffs of stars and hearts appear while the patrol truck starts to
Smile at last.
red pickup does a final check
With the holographic list and bumps every bumper gently.
he gives a double honk of approval
When the whole team is finally ready to go.
red pickup rolls up first.
And gets an empty air stamp that sparkles like magic dust.
He drives into the bus
With a satisfied honk as the star icon flips on top.
a chain reaction starts as every truck
Gets stamped with a heart or a smiley face.
Blue Patrol comes last and blinks a siren with delight
As he joins the happy group. One by one they roll inside the buses. The suspension dips with every new arrival.
happy tire prints cover the lot.
While the stamp icons trail behind them like a ribbon.
Green cleaner pops back out
Sweep the dust into a tiny and very is shut tight.
The yellow bus revs his engine
And drives off toward the hills under the midday sun.
Mission is accomplished
As the empty lot shows
only a smiley face
left in the dirt.
The pink note lies lonely on the concrete as the morning sun begins to shine. Handwritten letters say drink water, while the ink starts fading on that very tiny line. Green post skids into the frame with a screech while the lights begin to flash red. Flags are popping up and antennas are spinning as the team prepares to move ahead. Racing down the sidewalk in a tight formation while the autumn leaves begin to fly. Suspensions are bouncing and the puddles are splashing as the colorful convoy rolls right by. The mail clip pins the message to the side while the engines start to loudly roar. But a sudden gust of wind blows the paper away through the open cargo door. Wheels are spinning through the motion of dirt as the chase begins to heat. The post-it tumbles and it falls in the hedge while the trucks all slide to stop. Scanning through the shadows with the mission active flag waving proudly in the soft breeze. The plastic figure points his finger to the front while they search among the trees. The camera truck is shining out a bright white light to see what is on ground. A snail is crawling and a Lego brick is found, but the note is nowhere. Blue post raises up a tiny paper windsock to see which way the summer breezes blow. Following the path across the green grass strip where the tiny little trucks must go. Looking at a wrapper by the mailbox post, but it is just a candy treat. The engines all sag and the headlights dim low while they face a temporary defeat. A giant cat is sitting on the lawn and the note is stuck upon his paw. He walks away slowly with the paper in his fur, and it is the biggest. Red pickup is revving up his engine now to go beneath the wooden park bench seat, jumping over twigs and the pebbles on the ground with a very heroic driving feat. Driving through the darkness and the floating dust where the plastic spiders like to hide, searching for the pink in the shadows of the wood with a lot of pride. The hook arm reaches for the paper in the dirt and it grabs it tight, blasting out backward with the spray of gravel stones in the golden afternoon sunlight. The team comes together for a victory dance while the recovered flag starts to wave, bouncing on their springs and flashing all their lights for the truck who was brave. The ink is disappearing from the paper now and the team is feeling the fear. But the mailman draws his pen like a shiny silver sword as the trucks all scribbling the letters back to life again, so the message can be clearly read today. Given a bow while the trucks all wait to take the message on its way. On the wooden porch, a thirsty boy sitting with a bottle that is dry. The trucks see the mission and they rev their tiny motors as the sun launching off the leaf ramp and flying through the air with a very daring toy jump, landing on the porch with a satisfying thud and a very tiny plastic metal bump, delivering the water note to the thirsty boy while he takes a very long drink. The mission is a success and the trucks all honk because they did not blink. A second note is falling from the sky above and it says to take meds. Alarm lights are flashing and the engines are starting as the tiny team heads. New rules are written on the chalkboard now to make the deliveries very fast. Learn driving how to work together so the team can always last, confirming every mission with a double check, while the trucks all nod their heads, turning every question into a giant bouquet as the tiny little message always spreads. Testing out the system at the mailbox post with a tiny little check mark stamp, saluting to the camera with the fist bump high as they roll down the wooden ramp, driving toward the sunset in a perfect line while the golden hour starts to fade. Good night to the heroes of the tiny delivery and the choices that